Group 20 presents Three Ethical Conundrums of Artificial Intelligence Machines. Artificial intelligence, often referred to as AI, which is a simulation of programmed machines to think and act like human. AI systems are often trained with positive and negative inputs, which is called black box testing. Positive inputs are expected load to train the system to recognize the inputs it may receive, whereas negative inputs are unexpected inputs that the system can learn from to avoid misclassification. We can integrate this technology into many different applications such as fully driving vehicles, facial recognition, or robots. Each of these has their own ethical conundrums that the technology might encounter. We will be exploring each of these categories in the next few slides.
A self-driving vehicle, also known as driverless car, is a type of car that does not need a person to physically operate it. It uses the combination of sensors and software to drive as well as to control the car. There are 5 levels of automation: driving aided assistance, partial driving automation, conditional driving automation, additional condition driving automation, and full driving automation. What if the vehicle is faced with a challenge where it must make a split decision to reduce the impact that could be at the expense of a life? There is a report from 1976 by Judith Thompson that discusses a railroad dilemma, where if you have two train tracks, a train can travel, but one track has multiple people, but the other track has one person. Which of the two tracks, if the train cannot stop, should the train take? Now replace the train with a car facing the same type of challenge where it must choose. The ethical dilemma is if multiple lives are more important than a single life. Now, how can we as engineers tackle this type of problem and be able to have a clear conscience? It's a tough decision to make. It can impact the pilot driver's conscience and the engineer who designed the system. I would argue that the system is more accurate since it has more experience than the drivers themselves. But many potential users would disagree. They believe it's the sole responsibility of the driver to make this type of decision, not a machine ultimately. Tesla has elected the correct model for now, that the self-driving function is an assisted function only. It's a co-pilot, and the driver is the primary decision maker. We need to continue to collect and classify more data sets before releasing a fully self-driving vehicle. After possibly 10 to 20 years of collected data, then we can move forward to the next stages, level 4 and level 5, where a driver's responsive instinctual input is not required. Currently, the main production of a close to fully self-driving vehicle is the Tesla. Tesla uses cameras and sonic sensors as the eyes of the vehicle. Tesla's vehicle safety report from Tesla states that the Model S, the Model X, and the Model 3 have achieved the lowest overall probability of injury any vehicle has ever tested by the US government's new car assessment program. Tesla has tested their capabilities of implementing a self-driving vehicle. Their vehicle sensors feed data into Tesla's AI network. The Tesla's AI network receives the data from all their vehicles and continuously improves based on the experience to offer the optimal response. These vehicles face many challenges that the manufacturer aims to improve their response. Overall, statistically, the vehicle safety rating is tremendous. Many consumers have additional questions if the car should be allowed to fully be autonomous.
Facial recognition is one of the newest technologies being used in many places, especially in public places such as Amazon, store pickup, Walmart, Target, etc. Facial recognition technology is definitely useful when it comes to identifying a threat or seeking a specific suspect. But this technology can have its own downside as well. It is sure to become handy, but based on research, they mention many complaints have been going around that unethical facial recognition research has been going on, and they have been using this technology on people without their consent. Public places, people don't have any privacy due to their identity is being captured and have done research on it. In addition, facial recognition software can be faulty and sometimes does not give the result which was asked for. Inaccurate facial scanning can result in an imbalance and can cause a higher number of wrong facial identity matches, which could enlarge bigger problems. Facial recognition identity, or definitely can be a useful tool when it comes to identity or identify suspects. But recent facial recognition software came to the knowledge that it is not 100% accurate and can give false or wrong information, and particularly in the United States. Especially for people of color, the software gets even more dysfunctional. When people's identity being captured in public places without their consent and done research on it, it is possible that in today's situation, security and protection should be at their utmost level. But there always should be a preference and consent before scanning people's faces for any purpose. The scientists were able to do deep research on how people's identity being researched enormous data where they run data on surveillance algorithms. It is quite surprising how humans being identity is going everywhere and nothing is left for private use. And it causes one of the major ethical issues on this technology. Studies have shown many universities and firms had tried to build this algorithm to scan people's identities and later to do research or to do background checks. Furthermore, facial recognition software came out to be having inaccurate results and can lead to a bigger problems. Although facial recognition can be a useful tool to identify suspects for different purposes, the research has identified many people facial recognition provided the wrong person, and having inaccurate facial recognition can lead to a very higher mistaken identities and can do false matches, which is and will in the future increase the ethical issues on this particular technology. The UK Biometrics and Forensics Ethics Group brought up these technological issues and offered to build this technology with an ethical framework by providing an improvement on securing image databases to make sure people's identity can kept private and would not be released on the other sides, and to use it for facial recognition for public safety without compromising ethical problems. Facial recognition is a great form of technology and can be used, but also has to keep people's identity secured, which will prevent causing ethical concerns and improve people's identity kept private and confidential. The future of facial recognition will be refined so that future generation will not experience the same challenges that we are facing currently. The next generation can continue the work on improving the facial recognition technology, so the later generation will continue to benefit this technology.
A robot is a machine that is capable of performing complex actions. With numerous technological changes in society, it would be hard to predict how everything will be changed in the future. Artificial intelligence is one of the trending recent technologies in the tech world where robots can be helpful in many ways, like a real time assistant. Or they do not need a break, which means they can work day and night. But with the advantages come disadvantages, and there could be some ethical challenges that can be faced. Believe it or not, but progress in robotics is emerging, which raises more ethical quandaries, and challenges are occurring separating human from machines. What is sometimes easy for human can be difficult for a machine, such as humanity. Machines do not understand emotions or how they can affect human behavior or interaction. In 2015, a boy named Eugene won the Turing test. A Turing test is a way to test a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, whether the machine is capable of thinking and form a conversation as a normal human being. Eugene imitated to be 13-year-old boy and convinced 33% of judges that it was human talking during the 5-minute show. Looking at the statement shows that robots can be useful, but it also shows that a computer can easily trick the human mind into thinking that someone or something can be trusted, which can cause problems considering real-time communications. Like this can influence individual in believing something that is not even the truth. Another ethical issue could be inequality. How will the money be distributed with machines working? As studies showed, individuals who are part of AI-driven companies and have some sort of ownership to it will make almost all the money and does not result in fair labor for others. AIs can make mistakes and cause more problem because AIs are not programmed to think rationally, and that is what needs to be kept in mind when relying on AI.
We have examined three categories of AI technology where an ethical conundrum is present. As we continue to gather data to train our AI systems, we firmly believe that the overall intention is for the common good. We use these tools to improve and outreach our physical abilities to be able to do more with what we have present given amount of time.
But it's quite frightening to think human intelligence can be surpassed with the increase in AI system, and as soon it can be hard to tell whether it is good or bad. The ethical challenges with AI are indeed complex, but with keeping those issues in mind to analyze and learn to work make better decisions for the future, it can be one of the helpful techs that can be out in the world.
No one seeks to do harm but prevent harm. There are many strategies that could be used for a given scenario. Finding and executing the optimal one is always difficult. When you have a system created by the brightest and determined minds, we collectively have created something much greater than ourselves will allow on a single basis. These are our references. Thank you.